St Kilda Football Club have gone all chips in, throwing a lot of money on the table. They signed Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera to a $2 million contract. They went out and signed Tom De Koning to a huge contract. They went and got Jack Silvani. They went and got Sam Flanders. And they went and drafted a few as well. They've gone all chips in. They think they are ready to go. But are they ready to go? Let's find out in this season preview. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Up the Guts channel. We're continuing our 2026 season previews. Oh, I can sniff the end right now. We're getting right to the end and we got State of Origin coming up this weekend. And then I just saw a video. Under 4 weeks left of footy till the AFL season is officially underway. I cannot wait. Today, as I mentioned, we'll be doing St Kilda. If you haven't seen the ones that I've done previously, as I've been doing in alphabetical order, after this video, make sure to go give them a check out as well. But as I mentioned today, we'll be doing St Kilda. So let's get right into it. 2025, the St Kilda Football Club finished 12th on the ladder, and they brought in a fair few wings. So first, it was Charlie Banfield with the number 41 draft pick. Then they brought in Tom De Koning on a free agent. Now, Tom De Koning has all the talent in the world. Started off last year on fire. He was the pick 30 in the 2017 draft to the Blues. Played 100 games for them and kicked 36 goals, but hasn't been able to put a full season together. So that will be his aim in this first season at St Kilda, to put together a full package season. Because if we get the first part of the season we got last year of Tom De Koning for a full season, geez, that is a dangerous TDK, and other clubs will be fearful of that, especially with the new ruck rules in. That is down to favour a player like TDK. Kai Fletcher was the pick 52 in the draft for them. They also got Sam Flanders on a draft from the Gold Coast Suns. And just winding it back, sorry, to TDK, I forgot to mention, so as I mentioned, 2025, 22 matches he played, averaged 23.3 hit out, 17.3 disposals, so was already getting plenty of the ball. That will only go up with the new ruck rules. But over to Sam Flanders. Sam Flanders was the pick 11 in the 2019 draft to the Gold Coast Suns, played 89 games, and has already showcased across his short career that he can play at all three ends of the ground. We've seen him in the midfield. We've seen him at half forward. We've seen him at half back, where he was really, really good at half back. Coming across to St Kilda, he's going to be purely as a centre bounce midfielder. 2025, he was not a centre bounce midfielder. He was pushed out because the likes of Anderson, Rao, Miller were going through there. Humphrey started going through there a bit. I'm sure there's someone I'm missing as well. So they opted to push out Flanders to a half-forward flank, and that meant he only averaged 18.7 disposals a game, did kick the 12 goals, compared to his 2024 season where he started off at half-back and dominated, and then when they were struggling a bit, got pushed into the midfield to the second half of the year. Last year, 2024, he averaged 30.9 disposals and 11 goals when he went to the midfield. So when he plays as a midfielder, not only does he gather a lot of the ball, he's a goal-kicking midfielder, so that's where he's best going to play at St Kilda. And that's where I imagine he'll be starting opening round one, or are they playing opening round? Whenever their first game is, he'll be at that first centre bounce. Cody McDonald's a Category B Ragugi, but another interesting one. We heard the rumours a little bit about this. We didn't know it was true till it started. They went and got Liam Flying Ryan. Now, Flying Ryan's had a pretty good career, if you ask me, as a small forward. He was a pick 26 in the 2017 draft as a 21-year-old, where he dominated the year before. The 2017 season in the Waffle, was the leading goal kicker as a small forward in the Waffle that year. Managed 125 games for the West Coast Eagles, kicking the 158 goals, was a 2018 Premiership player, won the 2019 Mark of the Year, and then in 2020 he was named in the All-Australian team, believe in a forward pocket, where he kicked 26 goals. While he is at the back end of his career, so what if we work that out now? 2025. Why am I struggling here? 27, 29. Oh, so he'll be going on to 30. So still got to, depending on how his body is, could still have a couple more years left to him. But I think it's not a bad pick, because he's that type of player that might go quiet sometimes, but he could also pull something for nothing. So Liam Ryan, Jack Silvani, they also brought over from Carlton. I imagine he'll just lock a spot down in the key defender, where he was looking really good at Carlton last year before doing an injury. Obviously, a lot of family matters going on at the moment. So I hope Jack's okay too. But 2025, when he was locked down as a key defender, he averaged 13.8 disposals and 5.8 marks for the Carlton Football Club. So that is all the ins for the St Kilda this season. Now if we go to the outs, Harry Boyd was delisted, Zane Cordy was delisted, and Zane Cordy was one of those ones, while he wasn't an amazing player, he was always a fighter. Was the pick 62 as a father's son in the 2014 draft to the Western Bulldogs. Managed 141 games, 118 being for the Dogs and 23 being for the Saints, and kicked the 21 goals. Zach Jones was also delisted, another two-club player. Pick 15 in the 2013 draft to Sydney, obviously the younger brother of Melbourne great Nathan Jones. 164 games, 90 being for the Swans and 74 being for St Kilda, and kicked the 36 goals. We knew the writing was on the wall. Ran in 2025. He managed the 15 matches, but only averaged 16.1 disposals as a pure midfielder. So we knew the writing was on the wall there. If we keep going down here, Zach Jones. Angus McLean was delisted. Ari Sholmag was another one interesting who was delisted. Looked like he had a lot of behavioural disputes with the club. It looked like he was dropped when he was playing really good. Then he was having sanction bans. So I don't know if it was his attitude that they just didn't like, but he was a quality player, so that was interesting. Jack Steele, in the bombshell of the season, trading St Kilda, said, we don't want our own captain at our club anymore. We want to make room, and they traded him to Melbourne. And what... Let's not turn down and... What's the word I want to say? Water down the service that he did give the St Kilda Football Club. So Jack Steele was a battler at the start of his career at the Jerry West Giants. Picked 24 in the 2014 draft to the Giants, where he only played 17 games. He was traded to St Kilda at the end of the 2016, and this is where his career took a massive flip and started being one of the top midfielders in the competition. 185 games, 61 goals. Co-captain for the Saints in 2021. Was captain to 2022 to 2025. Just last season, he was the captain, and then they said, nah, we've had enough of you. Off you go. Crazy. Ruthless. He's a two-time All-Australian, back-to-back 2020, 2021. He's a two-time Trevor Bark medalist, which is the St Kilda Best and Fairest 2020 and 2021. And also 2021 Robert Rose Award, which is the AFLPA's Most Courageous Award. Now, I get it. Why they didn't want to play him is because they want to opt to go for some more speed, but I just thought it was really ruthless. But I think they've got the likes to cover him now, but I just don't know how I feel about shipping your captain off like that. I guess the AFL are trying to be like the NBA and the NFL every day, and this was just another step forward showing why we want to be like America so much, American sport in particular. The other one was Jimmy Webster. Did he retire? Yeah, retired. So he was a pick 42 in the 2011 draft, managed 180 games. 2025, he played the 15 matches, averaged 11.7 disposals, and the 4.7 marks. So let's now go ahead and have a look across the park. All right, key defenders, obviously we mentioned Jack Silvani coming in. I think they're not too bad. Dougal Howard's a bit hit and miss sometimes. I think Alex Taru's a really exciting young talent as an intercepting defender, the Viking. James Barrett, we haven't seen. Callum Wilkie, we know how much of a quality player Callum Wilkie is. One of the best key defenders in the whole competition. And Anthony Caminiti has made that full switch we saw last year as a key defender. And while it's going to be a learning curve for him, I think he's looked better at in the back half than he has in the forward half. So that's their key defenders. Defenders, they got Toby Travaglia now. I really do like the look of Toby Travaglia. Hopefully they can get a bit more game time this season. Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera is still listed as defender, but I imagine he's going to be playing as a full-blown midfielder now. But when he gets tagged, he has that license, go play half-back, go play half-forward, go play out of the square, that type of stuff. Ryan Burns, we've seen a little bit as a lockdown. Liam Stock is another lockdown since coming across from Carlton. I think he's been quite good at Saints, in my opinion. Angus Hasty was also seen a little bit. Jack Sinclair's listed as a defender as well. He'll mix between halfback and centre bounce midfield. Cody McDonald's a new draftee. Liam O'Connell, I believe we've seen a couple of games. And Eamon Armstrong, I want to say we might have seen, but not, maybe not. Midfielders. Now, we saw Marcus Winhager when he wasn't tagging, and when Marcus Winhager wasn't tagging, I thought he actually looked really good. Has got the absolute body, got the breakaway speed, almost identical to like a Finn Callaghan. I don't know if he's that quite good of a player as Finn Callaghan, because Finn Callaghan is a special player. But Marcus Winhager, similar body type, and when he was allowed to not tag, he got plenty of the ball and really starred. So I think that's the way they're going to be going in 2026 again. Jack McRae started off the year and gave him exactly what St Kilda would have been expecting, just a person who's going to go in there, get the contested ball, get plenty of ball, and feed it out to their runners. So we just see how many games he notches up in 2026. Bradley Hill will just keep running off that wing. Hunter Clark really needs to try and lock down a spot. Paddy Dow's another one. If he can keep his body right, will be trying to fight for a spot. Jack Carroll as well from Carlton. Darcy Wilson, we saw in his first season was really good. Last year was a bit of a struggle for him, then came into the back end and played some really good games in the back end. So I'm excited to see the development in Darcy Wilson. Mason Wood as that wing is such a threat, especially when he's that Ollie Dempsey type like wingman who pushes forward, creates as another marking option in the forward line and often hits the scoreboard. Hugo Garcia is a really good one. He looks like to be their next tagger, or unless that was just a development type of thing for him. Was subbed out of a lot of games last year, but he will only develop. They really do rate him. Charlie Banfield and Kai Fincher, their new draftees, and Hugh Boxall we saw a couple of times as well. Just the two ruckmen listed here, Rowan Marshall and TDK, and it's going to be interesting to see how they work together. I thought Rowan Marshall should have, I can't remember whose fault it was, but I thought it was the perfect opportunity. It was a win-win situation for both clubs if he went to Geelong. Geelong have been searching for that number one pure ruckman, because although Mark Butler is good in there, they like to have him as that horn, that chest piece where they can put centre half back, they can put it in the wing, they can play him as a big body midfielder, they can play him as a tagger. So if Rowan Marshall was there, they could have had that with Mark Blitzars, now they wouldn't be signing TDK to this long of a contract if he wasn't going to come and play that number one ruck role. How are they going to sit with Rowan Marshall? Because I know Rowan Marshall wants to be the number one ruck. Was drafted as a centre half forward, so does have forward traits. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how those two work together in the 2026 season. Key forwards got Mitch Owens, a lively player. We know what he's like when he plays deep. He can push up the ground as well. Max King just needs to get his body right. I saw a tweet. Let me see if I can find it again if it comes up. I want to see if it is here. Give me 1 second here, guys. He has still 9 months. Yeah, so he still has 9 months left on his original contract. He was paid $1.6 million last season without even playing a game. But on top of that, According to Mitch Cleary on Channel 7, Max King is set to sign a 6-year contract extension, taking him through to the end of 2032. Why? Why would St Kilda even bother with that if we don't even know if this guy can get on the park? I get it. He's a talent, but we cannot trust his body. Why would we go and reward him with another 6 years? Who's know if his body even lasts another 2? That has me flabbergasted. Why? Am I going crazy? Let me know in the comments if I'm going crazy, but just why? But we got, as mentioned, so Max King there, Alex Dodson we haven't seen yet, and Cooper Sharman I thought really started to look really good in the back end of the 2025 season. Now we head over to the forwards, and they've got some really exciting forwards down here. So Jack Higgins had a really, really good season in 2025. Often played that like third tall as well, was a multiple goal scorer. Actually, if I want to pull up, how much did Jack Higgins end up kicking? Because he did fade away into the a partial part of the season, because I thought he was definitely All-Australian watch. I want to see how much goals did Jack Higgins kick in 2025. We have a look here. He kicked 46. Yeah, that's solid. That is very, 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 very solid. So how much is... So he kicked... Oh, where'd that go? Where'd it go? 46 was an average of exactly 2 a game. That's what I was going to say. He was pretty much averaging 2 a game, so that's on the dot. 46, really good. Lance Collard, we've seen a little bit of too. Looks pretty good. Sam Flanders is listed as a forward. I don't think that will be happening. That's why he's got out of Gold Coast. Dan Butler had that really good COVID year. Ever since then, it's been a bit hit and miss, but he'll be there about. Liam Henry, if he gets his body right, could be a real impact player for them. Matthias Philippou, we're hoping to spend a bit more time for the midfield too, if he can keep his body right as well. Liam Ryan, we mentioned, Patrick Sade, and Max Hall. That's how they look across the park. Now let's get into highlighting a few key players for this season. All right, let's start with my lookout for, and yes, I could go really, really basic and really, really obvious, and I could say Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera. But I'm not going to say Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera. Who I'm going to say is a small forward who could also push into the midfield, who really impressed me, especially there was one game that stood out. Round 17 v Hawthorn. He had 27 disposals. He kicked 3 goals. He had 5 clearances and 587 metres gains. And that's Max Hall. I think Max Hall could be a really, really good impact player. Whether he goes in to the midfield, wherever he goes forward, it just looks like he's real hard at it and does those little things, the little precious things. Had to do it the hard way. Was picked up for the mid-season draft for Box Hill. So missed out in his draft year. And then was picked up as a couple years later. And you could kind of see that in his game. He looks hungry every time he's out there to get the ball, to win, to defend. That's the type of player you would want on your team. 23 matches, all 23 matches in 2025, averaged 15.3 disposals and kicked 23 goals. I could easily see Max Hall bump that up to about 17.5 disposals and 25 to 28 goals a game. So look out for Max Hall in 2026. Now my needs to lift is a young player, right? He is a young player, but he's going into his 4th season, and that is Matthias Philippou. Has all the talents in the world, has the confidence, has the talk, they say he does have potential, but he's going into his 4th season. Now it's time to get his body right. Now it's time to put action into the words that he has said. He has said in his draft year he was the best in his draft year. Now it's time to prove it. Time to back up your words, which he has all the talent to do it. He just can't get his body right. Only 8 matches in 2025, 7.5 disposals, and kicked the 4 goals. Purely played as a third tall forward. It's time to break into that midfield. It's time to play 20-plus matches this year. It's time to average 18 disposals a game. It's time to kick about 20 goals in the 2026 season. Matthias Philippou, your 4th season, needs to lift. Now, where do I think St Kilda will finish in 2026? The Moneyball team. Good news for you, Saints fans. I have you finishing around that 8th to 10th spot. So I've either got you playing finals or I've got you in the wildcard weekend. So either way, you're potentially playing finals. So I can see that happening. I just don't see you competing for top 4. Like some people are saying, I don't think these recruits will have that much of an impact that all of a sudden you go top 4 premiership. I don't think it's that yet, but I can see something building from these recruits is what I can see. So get excited, Saints fans. While it might not be this year where you absolutely explode, the next year, 2 years after that, could be when you do. Well, there you have it, guys. There is my 2026 season preview for the St Kilda Football Club. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on so you notify whenever we upload. And if you haven't already watched all the other videos, make sure to go ahead and watch them as well. If you don't have time to sit down and watch the video, good news for you guys. I've got this whole series available via audio as well. So not only can you listen to this episode, you can go back and watch each club that I've done in alphabetical order so far as well. So if you're one of those audio listeners right now and you're listening via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a like and comment on this episode. Hit that follow button. Turn the notification bell on so you notify whenever we upload. Send this off to a fellow Saints fan or someone who's just itching for the footy season to be back like I am. And please, guys, remember, if you do enjoy this show and have been enjoying this series, please make sure to leave a 5-star rating on the podcast because that does help push the show out there to newer listeners. Thank you guys for watching and listening along. Until next time, I'll see you guys there.